All right, so what I'm going to do is dispel every myth. I'm going to take every fear away from what everyone considers to be the singular most difficult pie to make, lemon meringue pie. It is not difficult, you guys. All you have to do is be a little prepared. You have to have everything ready. If you wait until you started cooking to start doing another process like zesting your lemons, oh, you're gonna be in so much trouble. So I'm going to show you step by step how to do this, and it will be excitingly wonderful. First thing we want to do is we want to take a fresh lemon, and I made this for someone one time and she really liked it, and then she went home and made it and she said it's just not the same. And then she told me what she did, and she bought bottled lemon juice and she bought all the stuff. No, you want the fresh stuff. So what you want to do is grate this. So I've just got a little grater here, and you want to be careful because when you are grating, you only want the yellow. When you get to the white, that's the pith, and you don't want that. The pith of this is very, very bitter, so be careful just to get the yellow. So we want this, how many, the zest of 1 or 2 lemons. Now I have already done some of this, so I have got this ready to go, and this is the zest from 2 lemons right here, okay? We like it very tart. Now depending on what you like, if you don't like it as tart, you're not going to use as much. If you like it more tart, use more. So what we want to do then is we want to juice the lemon. Always give it a little bit of a roll. If you want the best maximum amount out of the lemon, poke a hole in it, microwave it for just a minute, and you'll get the most juice out of it. But I've got a lot of lemons, so I'm okay here. I'm going to cut it in half and juice it. We're looking for 1/3 cup. All right, so now we're going to start the actual construction here. And remember I told you the most important thing for making this pie, really important, have everything ready before you turn this on. So what we are going to be using is sugar, cornstarch, water, ready to go. I have got my eggs here. It's going to call for 3 egg yolks. So I'm going to separate the eggs right now. So we have got all of that handled. Now you're not going to throw away the white because that is going to be the meringue. 3 egg yolks here, ready. And then my meringue, which will be off to the side. I have the juice ready, and I have the grated lemon, okay? So we have everything ready here, everything. And this is key, okay? So turn on your stove, and in here we're going to put 1 1/4 cups of sugar. There we go. That's 1 1/4. We're going to put 1/2 cup of cornstarch. Don't skimp on this. You have to have 1/2 cup. Very important, because this is your this is the factor that's going to thicken up what you're doing here. Then into this we're going to put 1 1/2 cups of water right there. Okay, now we want to be able to cook this over a medium-high heat, and we're going to do this for, I don't know, maybe until it gets, I don't know, what it's going to do is it's going to start to thicken on you, and it's going to take a few minutes for that to happen. And then after it thickens, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when that happens, then from that point you want to cook it another minute. So this is going to take a few minutes to get to that stage, so I will be right back. This is starting to thicken right now. You can come and take a look. So from this stage, can you see how that has changed? It's boiling on the side, it's thickening. You really want to stay with this. You don't want to walk away from it when you're at this stage of cooking. You really want to be careful with it, because I think it's kind of important that now it has gone already. for that 1 minute. So what we're going to do now is shut the heat off. Then we're going to incorporate the eggs. But guess what? If you threw these eggs into that right now, you would have scrambled eggs, and that is not what you want. So what you're going to do is beat these up a little bit. You're going to take some of this liquid, and what you're doing now is you're bringing those eggs up to temperature. You're bringing them up to the same temperature as this. And that's important, because then as we incorporate it, we're not going to have a problem. Okay? So now we can pour it in. Turn the heat back up. There. And now what we're actually doing now is we are actually cooking the eggs, is what we're doing. Alrighty. Now this is cooked for about a minute. And now we're going to add the tartness to it. So we're going to put in the lemon juice. And I'm not going to put all of it in yet. I'm going to hold a little bit back because I really want to taste it and see if it's tart enough. We like it really tart, my family and I. We like it tart, so we like it to where it's almost, you know, ooh, that kind of, oh my God, it's tart, and then the sugar kicks in. So that's the way we like it. So I'm going to taste it and see if we are to that point or if we need some more. Needs more. There. That should do it. And then we're going to put in the zest of the lemon. This really kicks it up a notch, you guys. It really does. There. Okay. And for all intent and purposes, we are done. That's it. We are done. Now we shut off the heat and we're going to let it cool down. What it's going to go into is a pre-baked pie crust. Now I'm going to show you the pre-baked pie crust that I have. I always make my own crust. I never, ever, ever buy a pie crust. However, I was really short on time today, so I bought a pie crust from the frozen section at the grocery store. That's our secret, okay? Don't tell anybody I did that. I just need to preserve some sort of reputation around my cooking. So we'll take a look. It looks like it's just about done. We're gonna pull it out. It's a pretty easy way to do a pie, I'll tell you. Whoops. Now the professionals never do that. But I always wonder how many takes they have, because stuff like that happens. All right, so we're going to let that just all cool down. Then we're going to put it together, and in the meantime, I'm going to make the meringue. All right, so we have got the crust done, we have got the filling done, and the filling is cooling down, and now we're going to make the meringue. So this is the egg whites that we saved when we used the yolk for the lemon pie. This is 3 egg whites, and then I added another one to it. So if you want a really high, very thick meringue, you can add a little bit more whites to it, or if you want to buy just a container of egg white, I use those too, so those are really good. You're going to want to have this beater on here. You're going to want to pump a lot of air into this. So we'll start out relatively small, and then I think as far as the sugar, basically what it is what it is to your taste. Do you like things that are very, very sweet or not so sweet? So just start out a little bit light. You can always add more if possible to take it out. This is how it's starting to ripple, and that's telling you that you're starting to really push a lot of air into those egg whites, and it's getting nice. I have put in probably about 3/4 of a cup of sugar so far. So we are where we need to be with the meringue. Look at that. That's what you're looking for. And if you were to taste it right now, it is just delicious, absolutely delicious. It's just really, really sweet and nice and delicate, and it's just really nice. All right, now we're getting ready for completing the pie. Remember I told you I never, ever, 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 ever buy frozen pie crust, and I did this time. Well, I am not real happy with it, so I don't know that I would ever do it again. What it did is it baked. It looks pretty here. Kind of crumbled apart on me. Mine never do that. And as I tasted it, it tasted okay. I wouldn't throw it away, but I don't think it even begins to compare to a homemade crust. I've got one crust on video now, which is the crust that my mother made for many, many years, and I have made it thousands of times. And I will very soon be posting another video, which is an excellent pie crust, and it uses vodka in it. And it is just an amazingly good crust. So that one will be up and coming very soon. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna fill the pie. So give me a half a second. All right, so we have the filling ready to go in, and I have tasted it, and it is delicious. Absolutely delicious. It's a little bit warm. It should be completely cool. So hopefully my meringue will stay up. I don't want you to rush it, but I did. Patience is not my long suit. Okay. This is really good, you guys. It's really good. All righty. I have a towel there. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to top it with the meringue. And I usually just kind of plop it around like so. We want to get all of that good meringue in there. And then you just kind of spread it out. I like to get it to the edges. And so if you have a pie crust where an end kind of fell apart on you, this is how you can cover it up. You cover it up with meringue. Okay? Or what make it so pretty, you're going to do this. Doesn't look like much right now, but it will. And a lot of times what I will do is I will mount it more so it's coming up more. It's really a showy thing when you do that. And then we're going to pop it in the broiler just so that we can finish off the meringue. Don't walk away when you do this either. You only want it in there for a very short period of time. There. We're just gonna give that just a couple of minutes. When you do any kind of pies, I think they're a little bit more complex than when you do a cake. But I think once you get the hang of it and you really understand your crust, you're able to handle that crust. And once you do it a few times, it's really pretty easy. Then the filling, I don't care if it's a banana cream pie or a chocolate cream pie, or if it's a coconut cream pie, any of your meringue pies, all of them are so delicious. And your fruit pies are wonderful. Your apple and berry pies are wonderful. So once you get the hang of one, you have got all of them mastered, all of them, because it's basically the same thing, just a slight variance on the filling, and that's all it is. Take a look, just another minute or two, and then we're going to go ahead and pull it out. You're going to see something really pretty. You really will. You're going to like it. I'll be right back. We had our pie in there for just a few minutes, not very long, and it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. So it took us a little bit of time, not very long, but it was a little bit of time, and I think that it's well worth doing, well worth having. So what we're going to do is we're going to let it cool down a little bit. then we will take a bite of it, and I already know it's going to be fantastic.